December is one of the best months to hit the Caribbean. Warm, sunny, and hurricane season is finally over. In this video, I'll show you the 10 best Caribbean beach destinations for December. But it's not just about generic resorts. You'll see everything from big all-inclusive bargains to islands full of history and culture, and even some offbeat spots with laid-back bohemian vibes. And just to give you an idea of the range, there are even 2 overwater bungalows on this list. One of these is over $4,000 a night and the other is under $80. Let's get started. Cancun isn't technically an island, but it's one of the biggest resort areas in the Caribbean region. The famous hotel zone is a long strip of high-rise resorts on gorgeous beaches, and just down the coast you've got Playa del Carmen, my personal favorite, because it actually feels like a real Mexican town instead of just hotels. For early December, my hotel pick is the Wyndham Ultra Playa del Carmen Adults Only All-Inclusive, which is only $204 per night for 2 people. During Christmas week, prices jump to around $460 a night, but you can still find relative bargains if you book early. For example, the Occidental Costa Cancun in the hotel zone is about $292 a night over Christmas week, which is pretty amazing for peak season. December weather here is classic Caribbean, warm days around the low 80s and cooler but comfortable evenings in the 70s. It's one of the safest bets for perfect winter sunshine. By the way, I've put links in the description below to all of these hotels so you can check the latest prices yourself, including this one. If you're looking for sheer value in an all-inclusive, Punta Cana is hard to beat. This stretch of beach is lined with massive resorts that often feel like self-contained vacation factories, and that's exactly what many visitors want. You'll find everything from budget-friendly packages to high-end adults-only spots, along with plenty of family resorts where 2 kids can often stay free in the same room. For early December, my pick is the Barceló Bavaro Beach Adults-Only All-Inclusive, which runs $255 a night for 2 people. During Christmas week, prices jump, but the breathless Punta Cana Resort and Spa is currently around $412 a night, which is still good compared to other Caribbean hotspots. December weather is prime here, mid-80s during the day, warm evenings, and steady breezes that make it feel less humid than some other Caribbean islands. Jamaica has always been a popular winter destination, but in recent years, guest reviews across the island's hotels have slipped while prices keep climbing. That said, Negril stands out as the best mix of culture and beaches. The famous 7 Mile Beach is packed with small hotels, beach bars, and restaurants, so it feels like you're actually in Jamaica rather than in a sealed-off all-inclusive. Yes, the beach vendors can be a little persistent, but for most travelers, the vibe more than makes up for it. A standout choice here is the Negril Treehouse Resort right in the middle of 7 Mile Beach. It's about $183 a night in early December and only $234 over Christmas week, which is remarkable for peak season. Even better, it keeps a phenomenal 9.0 rating from more than 600 guest reviews. If you want a real local vibe beach stay at a very fair price, Negril is the place. Montego Bay is home to Jamaica's most convenient airport, but the town itself is chaotic and has more than its fair share of pushy vendors. Unless you're specifically headed to a resort, it's not the best place to explore on foot. For most travelers, Montego Bay only makes sense if you plan to head straight to a good all-inclusive and stay there the whole time. Quality here can be hit or miss, and prices don't always match the experience, so reviews are important. That said, some resorts are truly excellent, and I'm a big fan of Sandals properties. My top pick is the Sandals Royal Caribbean All-Inclusive Couples Only, which runs about $760 a night in early December and about $1,277 over Christmas week. It's a premium experience with fine dining, excellent service, and top-shelf liquor included. And if your budget is sky high, this is also where you'll find Jamaica's famous overwater bungalows. They start at $4,350 per night during Christmas week with a 3-night minimum. These villas are stunning with private pools and butler service, one of the most exclusive resort experiences in the Caribbean. If you want history and culture along with your sandy beach, San Juan is hard to beat. Unlike most Caribbean destinations, there are no all-inclusive resorts here. Instead, San Juan feels like a real city with excellent dining, shopping, and nightlife, plus a rainforest you can explore on a short day trip. The beaches in San Juan are some of the best in the Caribbean, and the historic Old San Juan area is fascinating and full of energy. My favorite beach neighborhood is Condado, which is right next to Old San Juan, so it's easy and cheap to go back and forth between the beach and the historic sites. For a solid and affordable option, my pick is the Holiday Inn Express San Juan Condado at about $229 in early December and $371 over Christmas week. It's right in the heart of Condado, giving you that perfect mix of beach access and city convenience. If San Juan caught your eye, but you'd like something more affordable, Cartagena could be the perfect fit. It's one of the few places in the Caribbean that combines a historic walled colonial district, packed with charm and attractions, with a modern beach resort area that's almost within walking distance. Cartagena is a bit rougher around the edges than San Juan, and the beaches aren't quite as nice, but the overall vibe is lively, colorful, and fun. Best of all, it's much cheaper. A great option is the Hampton by Hilton Cartagena, which is similar in style to the San Juan Hotel I mentioned earlier. It's only about $113 in early December and $152 over Christmas week, less than half the price of San Juan for a very comparable experience. If you're after a more relaxed, low-key holiday in the sun, Belize is an excellent choice. Just off the coast near Belize City are two quirky islands, easily reached by small planes or ferries. Ambergris Key is the larger and more popular one, with more high-end resorts. Caulker is smaller, more casual, and a bit cheaper. On both islands, transportation means walking, biking, or golf carts, which gives the whole place a unique, super chill vibe. One important note, while the islands are lovely, they're not famous for wide sandy beaches. Some hotels have their own reclaimed beachfront areas, but many don't. The real draw here is the water itself. Belize sits right on the edge of the world's second largest coral reef, making it paradise for diving and snorkeling. My pick is La Isla Resort on Caulker at about $119 a night in early December, and the same $119 even during Christmas week. It's a great value for one of the most laid-back islands in the Caribbean. If Belize sounded quirky and interesting, Bocas del Toro in Panama takes it a step further. This is one of the newer names in Caribbean travel, known for its bohemian vibe and surprisingly low prices. It's a bit remote and takes some effort to reach, but that's part of its charm. Spread across 9 main islands and a few small towns, Bocas feels more scattered and adventurous than the other destinations on this list. What really makes it stand out are the overwater cabins at prices you won't believe. My pick is the Cosmic Crab, which offers simple but fun overwater bungalows. In early December, land cabins are about $58 a night, rising to $128 over Christmas week. And if you want to upgrade to an overwater cabin, those are around $78 early December and $148 during the holidays, which is almost unheard of for this style of resort. For travelers looking for something colorful, offbeat, and affordable, Bocas del Toro is one of the most interesting options in the Caribbean. Barbados is one of the most interesting of the smaller Caribbean islands, and a great choice if you want both a beach holiday and a bit of local culture. Just north of the capital Bridgetown, you'll find the Platinum Coast, lined with luxury resorts, private mansions, and high-end shopping. But south of the capital, the vibe is completely different, a lively stretch of beach resorts, clubs, and bars that offer much better value. My pick here is the Ros Trevor Hotel, a beachfront property in the fun South Coast area. It's about $192 a night in early December and only $199 even during Christmas week, which is a fantastic deal for peak season in Barbados. Book early and you can lock in one of the most affordable spots on one of the Caribbean's most iconic islands. St. Kitts is my personal favorite Caribbean island, and it often flies under the radar. With a population of only about 40,000, it has a small town vibe, but unlike most islands, the landscape feels wide open with rolling hills and grassy meadows instead of thick jungle. It's a refreshing change of scenery compared to many of its neighbors. My pick here is a true bucket list resort and really the standout place to stay on the island, the St. Kitts Marriott Beach Resort Casino and Spa. It's about $327 a night in early December and $452 during Christmas week. It's the kind of place that makes me want to go back, and when I do, this is where you'll find me. As a bonus, you might consider pairing almost any of these Caribbean destinations with a few days in Mexico City. The city has a surprisingly mild December climate, usually in the low 70s during the day and low 50s at night, perfect for exploring without the summer heat. For many flights to places like Cancun or Cartagena, you may be able to route through Mexico City and add a 3-day stopover at little or no extra cost. As I've said many times before, Mexico City is both underrated and incredibly affordable, with world-class food, museums, and neighborhoods to explore. My hotel pick is the Suites Ganges in the trendy Condesa neighborhood at around $70 a night for a suite. It's also a great spot for Christmas shopping if you visit early in the month. So there you have it, 10 of the best places in the Caribbean for a December getaway, plus a bonus stop in Mexico City if you want to mix things up. The key takeaway is that prices are much lower early in December and then jump dramatically for Christmas week, but even during the holidays there are still some solid values if you book early. Whether you want a big all-inclusive in Punta Cana, a local vibe beach in Negril, or something quirky like overwater cabins in Bocas del Toro, there's truly something for every style and budget. I've put links in the description below to all of the hotels I mentioned so you can check the latest rates yourself. And don't forget, you can also grab my free travel ebook at priceoftravel.com/ebook or scan the quick response code on the screen to go right there. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more budget-friendly travel advice and itineraries. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.